All right, welcome to Group Marketing, class number 3, Wednesday evening. We've had a couple of good classes yesterday with Larry Spear, very good, informative class. If you guys need to catch up on anything, you can go to YouTube, and in the search box, you type in Lone Star Success Team, and then hit search, and then you're going to look for the Group Marketing classes, the first two for July 11th and July 12th. I have both of them posted there. So if you miss any classes the rest of the week, we've got a class tomorrow night. We will have the success call as usual at 8 o'clock. And then right after that, we'll have our group marketing tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to talk about self-funding. We're going to talk about some statistics in the industry, commissions, all of that tomorrow. And then Friday we'll have a review. What will be on the quiz, all of that. So hope you can join us for the rest of the week. But welcome tonight. Glad to have everybody here. We're going to go ahead and get started. Now, first thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead. We talked about data.com. All right, if you remember that, let me put this up on the screen here. I want to make sure, okay, I just want to make sure everybody can see that. All right, we've got data.com. We talked about that. And this is a site you can go to get information about a company, resource director, human resource director, benefit coordinator, whatever it might be, a name for the name of the company. And there's a free sign-up. Okay, and I did have an agent say, well, I went to do the free sign-up, and it was going to charge me $1,500. So I want to show you where you don't have to pay that. So you go to data.com. Let me go back here. Okay, you go to data.com. This is what you're going to see. You click on the right-hand side where it says Learn More, and it brings you to this screen right here. Okay, and then you're going to click Free Sign Up right down here, green button. All right, and then when you do that, this is what comes up. Start your account today. All right, fill out your information there, your email and your password. Select your profession, and then down here, this is a site set up where they will give you contacts. Remember when I clicked on that one person's name on Monday? Okay, it didn't have the phone number, didn't have the email. Okay, but it did have the company name and the person's name. Okay, well, we're not concerned with this here. Okay, you'll get the phone number. You won't specifically have the phone number for that person's name, but this is a research tool that you can use, and I'll click through here later on to go over this, but I just wanted to show you here. We'll select a plan, you click on free. Now it says give one, get one, meaning that you'll get a contact and you give a contact. You don't have to give anything, you don't have to get anything. That's not the idea. We just want access to the database of names and companies so that if you're contacting a company and you want to find the name of the human resource director, you can do that through data.com. Now, there are other sites on the web. All you have to do is go to Google, do a Google search, and then that way you could do a Google search and might find some other resources. But this is a good one, and data.com, fill that out, and then you'll have a username and password you can log in and then get that info. You don't have to pay for any of this. Okay, I don't want anybody to pay for any of that. Okay, so that's pretty much how you do that, and I did want to cover that real quick. Okay, so now let me go ahead, put up the LoneStarSuccessTeam.com website. You remember we talked about this on Monday. All right, this is the site where you go to learn a little bit more about the group marketing. You click on the menu button on the left-hand side. Right there it says Marketing Ideas. Click on that. And then you got Large Group Marketing. That's where you start. Okay, and as you read down through here, all right, these are files you can download. Okay, the employer overview, you can actually download it from here, or you can get it from the website, which I'm going to show you in a minute. That's the overview file, the PDF file. Okay, and then there's just the sample enrollment forms. These are also available on the site to download as well. Okay, and then remember, you come down here, you click on More Info. All right, has a little bit more information on the group marketing. Okay, and then the 6-step process. Now, what you might want to do right here, okay, is copy this URL and then save it to your desktop, because you don't want to go through all 3 of these pages, okay? And the reason being is that right down here, if you contact a company and need a consultation, and you remember what Larry said, if we have staff ready, Larry's ready, Chris is ready, they can do a 3-way between you, the company, and one of our corporate officers, okay, to be a consultation, kind of take the burden off of you so that Lone Star is doing the selling. That's what the consultation is. Okay, if some of you guys are phone savvy and are professional salespeople, you don't need a consultation, okay? But the consultation is there, okay, for you greenhorns that don't really know what to do. You can lean back on Lone Star, and then we can jump in, assist you with that, and help you in your endeavor to nail down that company. You just fill out your agent name, okay, and then your email, and then Lone Star will contact you. All right, and then they set up a 3-way or whatever the procedure might be, so that you get a little bit of assistance with that. So that is a resource. And remember, you have to click through those 3 pages, or when you get to this page right here, okay, the 6-step process, just go up to the URL, copy that, okay, or save that to your desktop so that when you're dealing with other companies, you don't have to go through all 3 pages. You can just click on the URL, the link there on your desktop, and it'll take you right here so that you can fill out this info. Okay, so we covered that. All right, and then how do I get in front of groups that need our program? And remember, we clicked on that. That's what we're going to talk about a little bit tonight. Larry covered that a little bit. Okay, now one thing that Larry mentioned that I don't totally agree with, okay, and you know, difference of opinions are fine. But I think if you're working a large company, obviously, you know, and I'm going to use IBM as an example, you cannot call on IBM if you live in Arizona and IBM's in Chicago. Not going to work, okay? They will hang up on you. They won't give you the time of day. But if you're fortunate enough to have a Fortune 100 company, a Fortune 500, or a Fortune 1000 company, okay, and if you're in any state, you're going to have one of those companies, all right, and you want to call on that company, okay, you better plan on making a personal visit, okay, because the larger the company you work with, the more personal time and physical presence you're going to need in front of that decision maker of that company. That's just common sense when you're doing that. Okay, if you're scared or timid or shy about doing that, not a problem. You have 2 other resources. Okay, one, if you're a business builder, you're already getting leads. You're getting 500 business leads a month. You can request those. All right. What I would do is I would contact every company on that list. All right. I want to show you a phone script that can actually be copied into an email, and you can introduce yourself by email or by fax to all the companies on the lead list as a business builder, okay, with the zero copay program. All right. It might pique enough interest with these companies to call you back, or you might want to follow up with a phone call. All right, it's worth the effort. Now, not all companies are going to be self-funded. Not all companies are going to fit the criteria for the zero copay program, but we have another marketing program called the Select RX, and the group marketing for that program, we did 5 classes back in April. What I want all you guys to do, okay, if you didn't take those classes before, is you go to YouTube just like you do for this class, and you look for the April classes, class 1 through 5. That talks about how to set up a program, a prescription program for a company that doesn't have any prescription plan in place for their employees. Okay, the Select RX, they pay for that themselves, employees do, so there's no outlay for the company at all. Okay, but what you might find is the zero copay might be attractive enough to a company that currently does not have anything in place. Say they don't have a prescription plan, but they look at our information and they think, wow, you know, we were thinking about starting this, but nothing seemed reasonable, but your information sounds like this might be affordable to our company. So a company that would not have a prescription plan in place for their employees may decide to have one, okay, and use Lone Star to plug that gap. Okay, so it's entirely possible. So we don't want to exclude any businesses, but the general rule of thumb is the larger the company, the better chance it's going to be self-funded. And we're going to talk about self-funding tomorrow. But self-funded companies are going to be your best target, okay, because those are companies that are currently underwriting their prescription costs. All right, and basically self-funded means they're not paying a premium to a third-party administrator for their healthcare costs or the prescriptions for their employees. They're funding that themselves, so they're looking to save money already, and then when you step into the picture, you're going to even save them a tremendous amount of savings on the prescription plan, and of course, money talks in employer-provided healthcare. And we have the program. There's nothing like it in the United States, and we have it exclusively. So you've got a great advantage here. You can work the lead list if you're a business builder. If you are not, I would suggest starting in your phone book. Okay, you know of the big manufacturing plants in town, okay, or the big firms or whatever it might be, okay, and you can use the data.com to get information on that big manufacturing plant right down the street. You can dig up the information for that, and then you can call them. You will have a name, all right, and then you'll be able to send them some info, and then you can make a personal visit, okay? But I would start with the phone book. Others of you, I know a couple of people on the call have worked lead lists and may have access to lead lists from companies, and that's fine. We don't want you to go out and buy anything if you don't have access to it. All right. I would recommend if you want access to a lead list, become a business builder. $39.95. You not only get small business leads, you get a whole bunch of other stuff. Okay, and you get 500 small business leads a month. So don't go out and buy a lead list. If you have access to one already, that's fine. You can work that. If you don't, you're a business builder, you have a lead list already. If you don't, and you're an affiliate agent, you have the phone book. That's your lead list right there. All right, and you're going to know about the companies and the size of the companies, because you live in your community. You're going to know that. All right, it's just a matter of putting your foot in the door. But I think this program is so strong, it's not like you're going in and selling them copy machines. Whole different animal that we have here. Okay, healthcare is serious business to companies. All right, and companies, a lot of companies that provided healthcare no longer do because of cost. You may come along at the right time where they're thinking, maybe I might provide that. And although we don't have a healthcare plan, we do have a prescription plan, okay, which will help a lot of their employees. So there might be a good situation no matter what company you call on. But I wouldn't exclude any company, even a smaller company, say a size of 20 or whatever, we can get them enrolled in our Select RX group marketing plan. And again, take that marketing class for April so that you understand how that's set up. That will require you to do the Select plan, to go in, talk to the employees, and we do discuss that in the April class. So we cover all ends of the spectrum here. But the zero copay is definitely the big money maker, especially for the larger companies, okay? And you're going to know what they are in your neck of the woods, and that's where I would start. I would not look across the country. I would not try to contact Microsoft, out in Washington State. If you live in Boston, Massachusetts, not going to work, guys, okay? But if you're in Boston, there are plenty of Fortune 500 or Fortune 1000 companies that you can call on if you want to call on the bigger companies. Okay, now Larry mentioned municipality schools. I want to share statistics tomorrow that are going to blow the lid off of this thing. In fact, school districts, just about, I don't remember the percentage, it was like 90, well, maybe not that high, I think it was 69% of every single school district in the United States is self-funded. I mean, I was blown away. That's the number one industry, okay? The number two industry is municipalities, okay? State, county, and local governments. Those are all self-funded. Something like just below the 69%, I think it was like 65%, okay, of all local governments, state governments, county governments. Okay, a lot of people right, involved in government. Okay, so that's another one you can go after. You don't even have to go after the companies. You can start with the government, and you can actually go on the county website where you live, and it has a list of everybody in the county, the departments, who's who, phone numbers, possibly email addresses. So if you wanted to start out there, same thing with school districts. Be real easy to find that information. Okay, and you're just trying to get your foot in the door. You're trying to wedge yourself in there with information that we have that could save them big money. All right, and our material is so powerful and is so cost-driven that when anybody gets our information and they read it over, they're going to want to do business with you, and they're going to want to do business with Lone Star. Okay. The third biggest industry, believe it or not, nationwide, are hospitals and clinics. Okay, hospitals meaning employees. Okay, most of the hospitals and clinics in the United States are self-funded under health care plans. Okay, so you've got three big industries there, right along with the big boys in your own backyard. You've got a lot of business you can go after. If you're a business builder, you have the leads on top of that, okay, which is fantastic. And then you have the phone book, so there are a lot of resources, websites and other things you can go to and get the information, draw the data that you need to help you get your foot in the door. All right, now whether you're going to call on them in person or whether you're just going to send them an email or do a phone call and say, listen, can I get you some information about, you know, what we're doing, who we are, what we do. In fact, let me go ahead and put up on the screen here the phone script that I shared on Monday. And this phone script also has a doctor office marketing, but you're just going to disregard that. Right at the top here, a phone script for the zero copay program. You're going to probably think of some things on your own too, but basically the script when you're calling, hello, my name is Dave. I am an associate with Lone Star Script Care. We have a new zero copay prescription program that eliminates the cost of prescription copay for employees, and we reduce the employer cost by 50 to 70%. We are the only company in the USA with a program like this. I have some information I would like to email you, fax you for your review. Would that be okay? You know, and that data.com will get you a name. So when you call, hello, my name is Dave. I'm an associate with Lone Star Script Care. May I speak with Ashley, the Human Resource Director? Well, Ashley is not the Human Resource Director anymore. Well, who is? Well, John Smith. So already you know that John Smith, the Human Resource Director, or the Benefit Coordinator. You know, the idea is to just get a name, okay, so that you have something to work with there. All right, and you know, the idea is you want to get some information in their hands. Okay, now you may get some no's. Obviously that's going to happen, but don't worry about that. There are millions of companies from coast to coast, and you're never going to run out of business, ever. Okay, you just persevere, and you will develop your own system, okay, for what you need to do, getting your foot in the door, and all of that. Okay, some companies may require your personal presence. So if you're dealing with a phone book, or you're calling the county or the local government or school district, they may want you to come in, drop off the info so they can see who you are. You know, nothing wrong with that. Plan on that if that's what they want. Okay, but if you're working the lead list, if you're a business builder, obviously you don't even need to call them. And I don't remember if there's an email listed in that business builder leads that you get for small business. If there's an email, you can just send out an email and then follow up with a phone call. You know, you can just do that. All right, but the important thing is you got to do something, because this opportunity is so big and so great that you don't want to let this pass you by. Okay, because I can guarantee you there's going to be somebody in your area that's going to work this if you're not. All right, and we want to, all you guys that are on the call, we want to see you making the money. We want you to be the pioneers of this business with this program, okay, but it will require action, so don't stand flat-footed on this. All right, but you have a phone script here, and I did send that to everybody, so you do have a copy of that. You can actually just like copy and paste this into the email, maybe switch it up a little bit here with some of the wording, okay, and but you could put that in an email and send that out. All right. Now, the idea is you want to talk to somebody, and that's what that data.com website does. It gives you a name, and you want to call. You want to talk to Ashley or John or whoever might be the human resource director or the benefit coordinator, whatever. You want to get something in their hands. No obligation here. No sweat. Just email it. You want to fax it over, whatever they prefer, and then let them know, hey, listen, I can follow up with you and see if you have any questions. No pressure, nothing at all. But you want to get them some information, because once they look over our info, I guarantee you, they're going to be interested. And every business is fair game, because there are going to be some businesses that will look it over and call you and say, Dave, well, we don't have a prescription program here, but this sounds interesting. And you could say, well, you know what? We have a program, okay, for companies that don't have anything in place yet. Okay, and it's called our Select RX plan, where the employees pay for it 100%. All right, and then you introduce the Select, and you get your foot in the door, and now you have a group marketing program with our Select RX prescription plan. All right, so make sure you guys that have not taken that class, go and check YouTube for the April classes 1 through 5, so that you can brush up on that, and then you will have a full arsenal, both on the Select RX in case you run into companies that don't have anything in place, and you have information on the zero copay. So this can be used as a phone script or copy and paste to the email. If you need to alter anything here, that's fine, not a big deal. You can go ahead and do that. All right, so, but the content, or the idea is that you want to contact companies, you want to stay busy, okay, and when you contact a company, and they say, yeah, sure, Dave, you got any information you can send over to me? Please email it to me. Email is probably the preferred method, because what I like to send people, okay, is called the general overview, and I sent you guys that. Larry covered this last night, and everything that he had on his PowerPoint is found in this overview. Okay, same stuff here, and as the benefit coordinator is looking this over, okay, this is doing the talking for you. Okay, you're not sitting in front of them. You're not on a phone telling them how this works. They're going to be able to review this at their leisure, and they're going to be able to look this over, okay, and they're going to be talking about what if a program existed to do this and that, all right, and they don't have to replace their RX program. It merely enhances it, okay. And, they're going to save 60 to 70%. That's going to catch their eye. Okay, completely voluntary for employees. They don't change anything at all. No cost, nothing to set up. Okay, it's a win-win for everybody. And here's some graphics and some charts there as far as cost is concerned. They'll be able to look that over. Okay, and this basically tells about, how the program works. Where do we get the meds? All of that, how the program develops on the back end there, and all of that stuff, okay, and then how we source the product, the uniform pricing, and all of that. So it's going to be awesome, okay. And then right here, program support services, website design and hosting, okay. And remember, we talked about the companies having website information. Let me put that up on a screen here. Let me go back to the web. All right, let me click on that. And remember, guys, that is LoneStarMeds.net. LoneStarMeds.net. Okay, and this is the website. Now, we did have an agent ask, is this going to be personalized to the agent? No, it's not. Okay, it won't be personalized. So what you do not want to do is you do not want to contact ABC Manufacturing and say, hey, we have a website called LoneStarMeds.net. Go there, review that, has all the information. Because what will happen is John Smith now, ABC Manufacturing, is going to be looking this over. Wow, this sounds fantastic. Okay, wow, contact us. He's going to click on that. All right, going to fill out the name and email. And referred by, he may not remember your name, and he's going to maybe put Lone Star Agent there or nothing at all, and he's going to click send. Guess what happens? That's going to go to Lone Star. Lone Star's going to have no idea that you contacted ABC Manufacturing. You're going to have no idea that John Smith sent this to Lone Star. Okay, so you do not want them to have this website and review the information. That's not how it's done. What I would prefer you to do is when you contact a company, you send them that PDF file. Let me put that back up real quick. The overview. This is what you send them. You attach it to an email. If they want it faxed, then you fax the pages over. Okay, you fax the general overview over. They look it over, all of that. Then they get back with you. Okay, and then you mention to John or Ashley or whoever, okay, that we have a website called LoneStarMeds.net. All right, and that website has all of the information that I sent you in the overview, John. Okay, that website can also be co-branded with your company name. Instead of Lone Star RX, it can say ABC Manufacturing right at the top. Okay, now ABC Manufacturing has a site, all right, and the employee can go here, click on the employee form, and they can download the form and fill it out and send it in. There's a dependent form that can do the same thing. If they want to check on the medications, they click here, and remember Larry talked about the formulary. Let me see if I can find that. All right, I'm going to put the formulary up. So they click on available medications, and the formulary pops up, and there are 200 drugs listed on this formulary. Okay, now this formulary is not written in stone. A lot of times when we do an RX analysis, sometimes we can customize the formulary to fit the company. Okay, sometimes we can do that. So this is not written in stone, but this will give them a general idea. These are the 200 most used maintenance drugs or drugs that people regularly use in the United States. Okay, and this covers a wide range of drugs. Drugs that cost $5, okay, drugs that cost $455. Okay, got all sorts of price points in these drugs here. And if you take a drug like Abilify, and the employee is currently paying, let's say they have a $50 copay on that drug Abilify, retail, that drug retails for $350 to $400. So let's say it's $350 retails for, and the customer or the employee has a $50 copay, all right, that employer picks up the difference. That's a big cost, okay? Now you're coming in, they see Abilify there, now they realize this is zero copay, meaning they don't have to pay $50 anymore, they pay zero. On the company side, that $350 drug, okay, Lone Star is going to reduce that, okay, because we don't profit off these drugs, okay, we give it to them a rock bottom, well, we will profit a little bit, okay, but we give rock bottom pricing, okay, because we're not like all the other clowns in the industry that mark drug pricing up 200% and 300%, okay, so that Abilify, generally we're going to be able to cut that cost in half, if not more. So instead of $300, that may cost the employer $150. So the employee is going to say, man, I'm all for this program. You know, I'm not going to pay my $50 copay when I can get it for free. The employer is going to look at that and say, wow, that $300 cost is only going to cost me $150. Guess what? That prescription plan that they have in place, that they're self-funding, will become obsolete. Okay, because probably every drug that the employees are taking, or most of them are going to be on the formulary, and they're going to use Lone Star, okay, about 100% across the board, because this is so powerful and so good, and it's priced right, and no other company, organization has this type of a program available. So the employee will be participating in something brand new. The company will be participating in something brand new, and everybody wins. The company, okay, the employee, Lone Star wins, and you win as an agent. So it's a win-win-win-win proposition. Okay, it's a great program, and it's very powerful, very strong. Okay, and we're reducing cost, which obviously, if they're self-funded, they went that way because of cost in the first place, and now you're coming in and you're going to undercut the cost by 50 to 60%, maybe even sometimes higher. Okay, and it's going to play a big difference, okay, for that company and for that employee. It's going to be a no-brainer. So that when they're the health care policy, okay, comes time to renew that policy and all of that, that prescription plan that they had in place before that had the copay and everything else, that's going to be dropped by the wayside, and that company is probably going to go 100% with Lone Star. Okay, I know it's going to happen because we have the only program like this anywhere in America. Okay, and we just have to get the word out, just like our regular prescription programs. We have to let companies know what's available out there. Okay, now I mentioned doing a consultation, okay, with the company, getting on a three-way call or whatever. Okay, and what you're going to have to secure, and you can ask when you do the consultation. You can ask Larry or Chris or whoever's going to do that three-way with you. I probably won't be on the three-way, okay? But you can ask them, what am I supposed to ask for? It's like a pharmacy benefit. It's like a prescription expense bill or something. It's a printout that the company has, okay, of all of the drugs that they have over the current year that the employees take. Okay, I'm going to put up on the board here a copy that we have here, and this is a Group RX example. This was done, all right, for a small company, okay, relatively small company, and it's an analysis that Lone Star did, okay, back in May, and you can see at the top there, the current RX cost for that company is $19,669. So nothing big, okay, but still a good chunk of money for any company. But remember, Larry said that he contacted a company, $140,000 for prescription costs. Some of the bigger companies, Fortune 1000, Fortune 500 companies, they may be spending $500,000. Okay, you're going to come in and save them $250,000 or $100,000. I mean, that's big savings, guys. Okay, and it's entirely possible. But this company, small, $19,669. You can see the cost savings to the Lone Star Med program. Instead of $19,669, they're going to pay $4,700, okay, on the med cost. Potential employer savings, $14,000. Total employer savings, 76% over what they're currently paying right here. Okay, and then it just gives a breakdown. Lone Star did a comparison on generics and brand names because the employees were getting both brands and generics, and it kind of breaks it down a little bit here. Okay, and you can see here the breakdown, okay, the list of billing. Now, when you contact a company, this is the kind of thing that you're going to get from that company so that Lone Star can look it over. It's going to be a list billing of all of the meds that employees are currently taking. It's going to have the date or the month. It may be categorized by month, okay, and then it's going to have the list of the drug, what it is, whether it's brand or whether it's generic, the cost they're currently paying, the total gross cost, okay? And then once Lone Star has that, they'll be able to do a cost comparison all the way across the board with what this company's paying per drug. You got drugs that were purchased on 11/15, drugs that were purchased on 4/23. So it goes throughout the whole year. Lone Star takes a look at that list. They crunch the numbers on the individual drugs that the employees are taking. And you can see right here, this is all brand name drugs. And then we also did, and then you can see the savings here. On the brand name drugs, Lone Star was able to save $9,700 or 82% off of what that company is currently paying. Guys, that is absolutely mind-blowing. It's more than mind-blowing. It's, those human resource directors or benefit coordinators will faint when they see that number. They won't believe it. okay? And that's what we want. We want the wow factor, and this program definitely has it. Okay, we look down here, and you can see same thing. Okay, different dates. Okay, different drugs listed. Okay, and this is all generic. Okay, and the price, total gross cost of that. All right, and then Lone Star will come in, and they'll do their cost comparison. And you can see some of the cost here, $134.21. Lone Star comes in at $24. Okay, for that same drug. That's going to be a big savings to that company. Now you look down here, you got some more generics. Okay, and you can see saved $7,800 on generics. Okay, savings with $5,133. Okay, because they were spending $78.43. They're now going to spend $2,700. That's a $5,100 a year savings, 65%. Okay, so you can see here in this RX analysis. Okay, it's all broken down. All right, and it makes it easy for that company to look down through here, especially the accountant or whoever's going to look at the numbers here. They're going to know right away this is a no-brainer. Okay, you let the power of the program work for you. You have a consultation where Larry, Chris, and our staff can do a three-way with you. Get on the phone. They can sell the program. You know, we're the experts. We can do all the talking. We can sell it. All right. You're going to make the initial contact. Excuse me. I just think I had a mosquito flying around here and flew in my mouth. Give me 1 second here. My goodness. Okay. I apologize for that. But anyways, the RX analysis here, tremendous cost savings. You know, and that's really where it's at. But the power of the program, what we have available with the overview, what we have available with the RX analysis, and with the consultation available to you, you have the tools necessary, okay, to really make a difference here in the group marketing of the zero copay. I mean, you absolutely have what it takes, okay, to reach out and make a big splash in the group marketing, you know, for small companies. And remember, we have the Select RX program, okay, that you can tell the companies about if they call you or whatever and say, hey, we don't have anything currently. Well, hey, guess what? We do have a program that works for you, and here's what that is, okay? Companies that are self-funded and currently have a prescription plan or may have had one, dropped it because of cost, they may be interested, hey, this sounds pretty good. We can afford this, and they may go with this. So any company is fair game, okay, but keep in mind the bigger companies are going to pay the bigger commission, the bigger checks, all right? But if you're not comfortable with a big company, start small, okay? I don't think we have anybody in the group marketing in the same town right now, okay? So you're not going to be stepping on each other's feet, and you can start small and work up to the bigger companies. But keep in mind we're all here to help you out, and, you know, we have a lot of information at your disposal, and I sent you some already. Okay, tomorrow we're going to talk about self-funded companies. Why does companies self-fund? I'm going to share statistics that are mind-blowing. And 2017 is going to be the Armageddon in healthcare, guys. So you want to position yourselves right now, talk to companies, because 2017 is going to be an absolute disaster in healthcare. A lot of things are going to kick in on Obamacare that are going to absolutely destroy healthcare in America. And guys, that's sad for American consumers, but we have solutions for a lot of the problems that are happening now and going to happen in the marketplace in 2017. So that's the class tonight. Hopefully you guys will be on the class tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead now and stop the recording, and we'll go ahead and open it up for a few questions and answers.